large cappuccino. Orders up.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Athlete Cafe.
Ooh, good to be back.
We got the whole squad with
a
us
little
today.
different. If you're watching, and I mean, even if you're listening, all 6 of us are here today. This is a first, which has never happened before. So hopefully it's not too overwhelming, but
You'll get a real glimpse into what it's like to be in our office for
all
a
6
day.
of us, a very good dynamic. So hopefully everyone's having a wonderful holiday season. I know we're kind of creeping up on the end of the year, which is kind of crazy because I remember when we did this episode last year, and I guess a decent amount has changed. I don't know, kind of a lot, but not really at the same time. I don't know. So we're going to kind of take today and just go through different recaps, which we think is important for all of our clients and athletes and parents and coaches, anybody. I'm sure you're all hearing this now a lot with the end of the year coming up. Let's reflect on our lives and what went well and what didn't. So we kind of want to put together just a good visual, or I guess auditory, of what it could sound like to kind of reflect and just takeaways from what this whole year was. Because I think sometimes it's easy to remember the most recent things that happened, or even like the last 6 months, but like a true year is a long time.
It's a long time.
I feel like I don't remember what happened.
It's been a blur of a year.
It's been a lot, which is good in so many ways, and just hopefully a lot of growth as well. So yeah, we're going to kind of take today and just have each of us go through our own personal like growth throughout the business this year, or like highlights from the business side and then personal side, and then we're going to go through and also give kind of what we're personally looking forward to next year. In general, I guess it could be work or personal life related. So yeah, hopefully you guys will find some interest in hearing just a little bit more about us and what we do, and just get to know us a little bit more after today.
Yep.
Cool.
Awesome. Well,
Who
I know
wants to go first?
Who's going
I know we have
first?
like a lot of people here, so I guess since I'm talking, I'll go
Yes,
first.
There you
Francis.
go.
Or Francis.
So I, like Emily said, I also remember like doing this episode last year and just kind of reflecting on how far I've come after 2 years now in the business. I feel like I've grown so much, like just being comfortable with who I am and like being comfortable in my sessions, and especially like stepping outside of my comfort zone this past year and starting to be comfortable like in group settings and with teams. I know that was something that I really wanted to focus on this year, and I feel like all of the work that we've done throughout the year with different teams and doing it with some of you guys, but also doing some of it by myself, like I feel like I've really grown a lot in that aspect, and public speaking is not so scary anymore. So I think business-wise, that is something that I'm really proud of this past year. So, all right, popcorn.
Yeah, I'm throwing it back to those days.
Anyone?
Oh, I thought you were supposed to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'll
Oh, yeah, I was waiting.
Kylene.
All right.
All right. Well, I guess I have an easy one, going from you being here for a couple years now to me just starting with the business this year. Obviously, that was a big highlight for me, is jumping into my career finally, right? Being done with school, graduating, having a little break after being in school for too many years.
Too many.
But being able to just learn a lot from you guys, and kind of like Francis said, just like finding my own personal style in the way that I do things, even just within the 6 months that I've been here. Like I can remember from my first couple sessions to now, just like how much things have changed, how much more comfortable I've gotten, how much more I'm able to just kind of like hop into a session instead of feel like I need to plan out every little thing, and like, which I still do. I'm still prepared. But just feeling more comfortable with what I know and being able to create those connections with athletes has been really cool to kind of see and grow along the way. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
Love it.
yeah. All right. Popcorn. Braden?
All right. I thought you were going with Michael first.
I thought you were
kind of
too.
gave a look
That's
over there. I was
all
like,
Fake out.
It was a fake
I see that.
out.
Keep you on your toes.
I'd say one of my business highlights, honestly, was the athletes. A lot of the athletes I work with this year. A lot of, I'm not trying to like gloat here, but a lot of like success. I feel like a lot of them have gone deep in different playoff runs or going towards like state championships. Like a lot of really big games. A lot of things to prep for those things. It's not always easy when you go into those big events and just high pressure situations, and keep them focused and just confident in what they're doing. So it probably was my biggest highlight, just like being able to work with athletes that are experiencing like, hey, like going for like championships and titles and like a lot of success. It's really cool to see to be a part of those type of journeys. So definitely a fun year in that sense for sure.
Fun part of the job.
So I want to popcorn this over. Let's go with Michael.
I don't like how every head just turned.
Nobody thought. I could have really gone with a different name there. But.
I could have. Yeah. What if I wasn't ready?
Too bad.
No, I think my professional growth has been like a lot over this year, and personal, which I know we're gonna get into after this, but professionally, just like feeling like everyone else a lot more comfortable, but feeling like I have much more like command over everything that I'm doing now. Whereas before I felt like I was just trying to catch up and figure out like and piece everything together and try to collect everything that I've worked on and done and try to throw it in one document. I have my own Instagram page now because a couple of my athletes wanted to follow my personal one, and I said absolutely not. I'm smart with this, so maybe at Coach Michael O'Brien. That way, if you want to, daily mental performance content, you can get it there. But that's been a real, fun challenge learning all about social media. It's not as easy as you would think. I feel like I was like, being an influencer, these people have it so easy, and I was like, maybe there's a slight.
Maybe it does take some talent.
Not talent, maybe. No, probably some talent, but like just a lot of just time and editing and like trying to keep up with trends. So creativity, that's another tough thing, I guess. But
yes, live, love, Canva.
Yeah, I think Brady and I can both attest to our Canva skills have greatly grown.
We've come a long way.
Back you up on
come a long way.
Come a long way.
I will back you up on that.
And I think that's just been the coolest thing, just growing more comfortable, but feeling like I have much more like command and control over what I'm doing now. Whereas before, when I started, it was like, what the heck? How does this work? How do I do this? What do I need for that? So the preparation's definitely improved greatly, which has been really awesome. Cool this year.
Very nice. Everyone's had such different things.
I know.
Yeah.
We didn't plan it. If you couldn't tell, we're not great at planning things out.
We're not
unscripted.
Yeah.
Unscripted.
That's how podcasts should be. This isn't a newscast.
Yeah,
It's a
right.
podcast.
Yeah, no teleprompter.
No, not on this one anyway.
Right, teleprompter.
Right.
Funny.
Stare at all the TV screens over there. I'm gonna popcorn Abby.
All right. I was not prepared. I thought really he was going Emily. I was like, I'm going to get to go last. It's going to be great. I would say my highlight from this year has been, I feel like I've kind of found like my niche a little bit. Like I always really kind of specialized with, gymnasts and dancers, but I feel like we're starting to kind of really get recognized as a company in some of those worlds where, I was just at a big Irish dance competition and people knew who we were, knew our company. So kind of getting to see that spread kind of come out. So that's been really cool to kind of feel like we're making waves in sports and people are starting to recognize us and call us and say, hey, I heard about you from this. And, that's been really cool to see just kind of developing in one little specific population and area.
But seeing how to do it so it can be replicated.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Did you ever think your niche would be in Irish dance?
I did not. But I'm telling you, like, it's one of those things where, like, I first learned about it, I was like, wow, this is intense. Like, the wigs and the makeup and just the intensity, I totally get the appeal. Like, I was like, oh, I so get why people want to do this and just, like, the extravagance of it. Like, there's nothing like when they call out those world qualifiers and, like, the intensity of it. Like, it is world like nothing else I've ever experienced. So it's very exciting to kind of get to be part of that world now.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Popcorn Emily. By process of elimination. I don't know. I'm so nervous.
Last but not least, no, I think everyone brings up such great points, and I think again, it's hard for me to pick just because I feel like I have so many different roles throughout this business. But I'd say probably for business growth, it's been so fun for, I know Kylene, you've been here the shortest, but for 6 months. But it's been so fun to see all of you guys who've been here between like over a year or 2 years, whatever it is, and just to be part of your journey and to be managing, but also like watching all of you guys grow. It's like been enough time where I can see like everything you guys have mentioned. I've seen those changes and hopefully have been like a small part of like guiding that. You guys are all very self-sufficient, but being able to kind of help manage that and just grow my own managerial style to the point where we're going to be opening up our new office next year in
Yay,
Reno.
we're going to Reno.
Yes, West Coast.
Oh.
Maybe
I don't know
we
if
can
we've
throw a little
mentioned that
Yeah,
yet.
that was at the same time actually. That was pretty good. Maybe got in.
So I'm excited just to be growing that part of our business out on a whole different side of the country and hopefully taking some of the positive qualities that I bring as a manager, but continuing to learn and to grow with new individuals in our business remotely and in person while I'm there sometimes. So yeah, I just think it's been fun watching everything grow this past year and being such a big part of that.
Yeah.
The last thing I was gonna say too is like now that I've been here for a few years, the other thing that I think is really cool is like some of the first clients that I got, I'm still seeing and seeing their growth over the years and like where their life is at now has been really cool actually.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Like just some of those longer term kids where it's like, I was just talking to a girl yesterday. I'm like, remember like your freshman year and now she's a junior, and she was like, no. And I was like, I know, like you didn't think you were going to make it out of your freshman year. Now look at you. Like it's cool to see
and like,
that.
And like some of my clients, like we'll kind of ebb and flow through sessions. So like if I don't see them for a couple months and they come back, I'm like, oh my gosh, like you've grown so much.
Right?
So
Cool to have that small window.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I love that. Nice. Go through the same
same order.
I guess.
I'm
Do we
not
remember
ready.
the
For
No,
this.
I don't.
Just keep popcorning.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just keep it
jeez.
going.
Just keep
Yeah.
popcorning.
We go into personal now.
Yeah.
Should I start because I went last?
Yeah. What's my next
Explain.
prompt, please?
We'll go
Where's the
backwards now.
teleprompter?
Okay, we can do that. Go backwards. So I guess for personal growth over this year, I don't know. I feel like nothing too crazy has happened.
You've been
aside from
planning a wedding.
Planning a wedding. Yes,
you.
that
I
was
was
what
like,
I was going to say.
please.
So
You're like, oh, nothing.
I get married in May of 2025. So it's been super fun just on the side. It's kind of my way to just, what's the word? Like relax and debrief from work is to kind of put my mind towards some of that. Me and my fiance have had a fun time putting that together and just putting all the details and stuff. So that's been super fun this year to just be thinking about and dreaming about and being excited for. So kind of my personal high for this year, which is crazy. I've almost been engaged for a year. It'll be end of December.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
Yeah.
I know. I couldn't remember if it was Thanksgiving or Christmas that you had gotten
Yeah,
engaged.
December 27th. So that's the year went by so
Is that literally the day that this gets released?
Yeah.
Oh,
There it is. I love that.
so that's wild. But that's my personal.
Was I next? Okay, I'm like, I don't remember. I would think my personal kind of growth this year, I feel like nobody ever warns you, like when you leave college, that making friends as an adult is really hard. Like making and establishing friends as an adult is like underratedly a full-time job in and of itself. So my husband and I have been in Ohio for like 3.5 years now, and I feel like we've finally kind of figured out the good balance of like we've established ourselves here. We have a really great friend group, a really good like family base here. And then even just like my friends from college, like we've all done such a good job over the last couple of years. And I feel like this year in particular of like keeping those friendships and putting in the effort to like travel and see each other. And I've been lucky that everybody's gotten married the last couple of
18 weddings. So.
Yes, all of my friends have gotten married the last couple of years. But I just feel like as like a personal like finding our people, establishing like our lives here, I feel like this was a really big year for that. And it's hard, but I feel like it took us a couple of years, but we finally kind of feel settled where we are, which is really exciting.
I feel like that's hard at any age stage of life. Like, I mean, all of our kids talk about their friendships and
That's tough.
everything at high school, middle school, college. Like,
I'm like, girl, I'm going through it too.
Yeah, right? And then like it's hard because then you're with your people, and then you go from middle school to high school, and like everything changes a little bit. Then you go high school to college, and everything changes a little bit. And
When you get to be like an adult though, like that's where it's, I mean, like in school, you make friends with people that you see every day. And like once you get out of that school world, it's like so much harder to like keep up those friendships.
yeah,
or to, like,
it's
create new
you have to be so
friendships.
No
intentional.
intense social time
Yes.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
to build it yourself. Is it?
Backwards.
I have
Me.
no. I have
Everyone just look
again
this way
no
again.
idea. Everybody swivel.
Swivel? Switch? Or what's it? Shift?
Pivot.
No, isn't it like Switch? Is that for like grown-ups? No.
No.
Or
Friends?
we're gonna go back to Friends, and if you don't get that reference, you're too young.
I don't
That
get the
made me
reference,
feel-
so I'm young. No, for me personally, it's been an interesting, challenging year at times. Braden can also relate to when we both lost power for like 6 days.
I forgot about
The weather out here is something else: tornadoes, hurricanes, lake effect snow, it's different
Snow
than regular
squalls.
snow.
Yes.
Yes.
Snow squalls.
Yep.
I feel like there's more. I've gotten a
Who
lot
even
of
knows?
different things, but yeah, that's been a very interesting thing to just navigate, like adulting basically in the adult life, turning 26, not really young anymore. Have to get all your own insurance.
Yeah,
and
right,
figure
that's
all
the
these things, and
excitement.
taxes, and car payments, and student loan debt. It's been a fun, enjoyable time. But on top of that, and I'm going to preface this by saying I am a Boston sports fan at heart, but I've been going to so many professional sporting events here because it is so cheap and it is so nice that
There's
day.
a perk
He
of
did
Ticket
buy a
prices
Donovan Mitchell jersey.
for Black
Ooh.
Friday.
I know,
It was on sale.
But you still bought it. You paid real human money for that.
Girl math.
He's learning the girl math.
Yeah.
It came with
Wow.
a free gift too.
See, that's
Girl math.
Come with those shoes.
Maybe it's the shoe. No, it's
Oh,
definitely
man,
not the
those
shoes. Those
shoes.
are
Oh, my
130. Those were not on a Black Friday. So.
No, they definitely were not.
But yeah, I got to go to I've been to a lot of Cavs games. I've only been to one Browns game still, so I have to try to maybe get back. But it's cold out here now, so maybe to wait till next season. A lot of Guardians games. Went to the ALCS Game 5, which is cool. So it's been fun, and to everyone's point of you have to try to make your own social time and find friends out here. That is the tough part, but I feel like I've finally gotten that a little bit under wraps now, which is good, under control. So yeah.
Beautiful.
That's my sports.
Cleveland's a great
Sorry.
place to
Sports and
live.
sports.
Yeah.
Are the Pats out of the playoffs?
Yeah, but I want them to be the number one draft pick. So.
Oh, okay. I just needed to throw that in there.
That was gonna be mine too. The sports. The sports is gonna be mine too. I mean,
sports person.
I was
All
kind
roads
of
lead to the Bills.
piggyback of what Michael said, like just kind of going to a lot of the different sporting events here in Cleveland. Like for anybody out there that has any other belief, Cleveland is a fun sports city to be a part of for sure. I mean, definitely have been winning since we've been here. So
Since
Oh
we
yes.
moved
If you wanna
in-
add to that a
They
little
are
bit?
the
What
reason.
What are the stats?
There's a
Have
key.
the numbers.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a correlation, not causation
No.
kind of
That is-
moment. Back to
that is true.
statistics.
That is
So,
true.
some of the Boston success and the Boston success. We brought it.
I didn't get to finish my highlight yet. Wait a second.
Since Brady and I
Wait a
moved out
second.
here, the teams in Cleveland win 2/3 of the time compared to just 50% of the time.
They do.
And every team's
Michael
made
has
the
taken time
postseason.
to do the math.
Yes, he's not just making up those numbers.
You can
No,
link the stat
no,
sheet
so-
in
We
the
did the
description.
Yeah, we'll link the
In the
stats.
notes.
All right, whoa,
But
whoa,
it's
sorry.
been a good year. It's been a really good year overall, especially again for Cleveland sports. The Guardians going to the ALCS and the Cavs going pretty far. Look pretty good this year, but also for the Buffalo Bills too.
There it
They have one of
is.
the best
There it is.
years in franchise history since the '90s. So we're hoping to be in New Orleans here coming February, which is where the Super Bowl is.
Who's gonna be in the Super Bowl? Who are you calling?
Prediction right
Bills.
now. On the spot.
Bills, of course, represent the AFC, and I think Detroit.
Yeah.
in the
Yeah,
NFC.
that'd be a fun
I think
Super
it's going to be Detroit and Philly, but I think Detroit's pretty darn good. So
Do you? Am I making this up? Don't you buy a Super Bowl ticket every year?
I don't buy it. No, I don't buy the ticket every year. I
Just in
buy
case.
like a
Buys an
like an Airbnb in
Oh,
the
an
city.
Airbnb.
So
Yeah.
Just
it's-
in case.
if you wait till the week or two until that like that
Till
week comes
people
around,
know,
it's
yeah.
so expensive. If you buy a year in advance, like you
Easy.
can get things that
Fun
pretty
fact
cost
about
effective.
Girl
Girl
math.
Girl math.
It's catching on.
Got to do it. Got to do it. Got to do it for
so
sure.
Braden
But-
also got a puppy this year, which was exciting.
Yeah, we are more excited about Braden's puppy than Braden
I
is.
did. All right, Popcorn Francis. We're gonna.
Also,
The puppy's
also
it's been
planning a
good.
wedding.
It's been good.
Yeah, he's also planning a wedding.
Also
Yes.
planning.
Yes. No, it's been a good year overall. It has. So
My turn.
Yeah.
I don't know how you're gonna follow
I
that.
don't know how to follow that either, but I think my personal highlight would definitely be similar to Michael's of just a lot of personal growth, moving from being a student full time to being a grown up and figuring out how everything works with that. Definitely don't have it all figured out,
Yeah,
but
no.
making progress. I've also moved around a couple times this year, and I think it's been really cool to know that like wherever we've ended up, we've been able to make it home, which isn't always easy, but we've made everywhere be comfortable and feel like home and feel like our own little place, which has been really nice. And I also became an aunt this year, so that was really fun too.
Cute.
I have a little nephew. His name is Ellis. He's just a little nugget. He's so cute.
He is
Everybody
such a
sees
little-
pictures of him all the time, so they can keep up. But yeah, those are my highlights.
All right, back to me.
Back to the start.
So I guess a personal highlight from this year, I'm actually really happy with like my self-care side of life, of like just taking care of myself this year. And I've had like a few goals that I've been trying to like incorporate into my routines, and I know the past couple months I've been on the 5 a.m. wake up train.
No.
But I've been like
Never heard
consistent.
of it.
Yeah.
There's a 5 a.m.
But I've been like really consistent with my routines and my self-care throughout the year, and I feel like I've noticed like a difference in that part of my personal life. So I guess that's kind of my highlight.
That's a good one.
But
Yeah.
I guess another one too, personal. On the day that this episode actually comes out, it will be 1 year with my boyfriend. So,
Aww.
yeah.
Very good.
So I'm not single anymore.
That's a big
But,
one.
Yeah.
Year.
So
I feel like you guys have been together way longer than that.
we've been friends for a long time.
Okay, maybe
so,
that's where my
but
head's at.
officially,
That's exciting.
Cute.
so.
Twins with our
I would say the 27th is a big date in our world.
popular day. Nice.
All right, what's our last one?
Goal for next year.
Goal for next year,
goal
I
for
guess.
New Year's
Or
resolutions,
Things
if
we're
you
excited
will.
for next year, or goals.
Yeah.
Or
Either
Either
or.
or.
New
Either
Year's
or.
resolution, goal,
God.
Something. Yeah.
something.
All right, what order are we going in this time?
Yeah.
Well, I guess we can last.
Back down the line.
Well, I think also by the time this episode comes out too, most people should be aware, but I'm excited in 2025 to go back to school, which is crazy.
As we're all celebrating that we're no longer in school. Sorry to rub it in. Yeah.
But I'm continuing my education with counseling and just kind of expanding my horizons that way. And so I'm excited I've always liked learning. So I'm excited to just kind of get back into that world of learning and, just kind of working my way through school. But
Very nice.
Yeah, it's a good one.
yeah. Popcorn, Kylene.
Back to me.
Why do I still not know the order?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's simple.
But I'm ready. I think my goal for the next year, I guess my resolution is to just find better routines with things. Adjusting to our crazy work schedule has been a little tough. Yeah, maybe
5 a.m.
maybe 5 a.m. Usually I'm like 6 a.m. So maybe we'll bump it up a little more.
Gives you more time in
There
the
you go.
morning
Yeah.
to kind of just slowly wake up,
Yeah,
get
okay, well,
going.
We'll see when the new year comes. But for I guess those of you that don't know, I'm sure you know if you meet with us, but we have later hours in the day. So we work a little bit later nights, we come in later in the morning, so it can be kind of tricky to just get into the routines to still get stuff done and still find time for yourself and prioritize things that you need to do around that schedule and creating boundaries and doing all of that. So my goal for the year is to get better at that and find a little bit more balance. So we'll see how that goes.
That's a good one.
Where are we going? Braden?
Braden.
Yeah, Braden.
It's me. I'd say I'm gonna take this more so on the kind of similar to Francis, but more so on like the learning side. I definitely want in this year to either create or discover like different content methods or things within the mental performance field. Not to say like you're trying to reinvent the wheel in any way, but like new things, new tactics, new skills and stuff to try to bring the athletes to maybe spark something different. I feel like there's a lot of things within this field as it's growing as it is that newer things that haven't been discovered yet or really brought out yet. So just kind of like more so on the content side, just
Yeah,
kind
I
of
like that.
bring some new flavor to like sessions and stuff
Yeah, I
this
like
year would
that.
be great. That's kind of my goal.
Yeah, it's a good
Yeah,
one.
especially because I mean, like in our sessions, we talk about a lot of the same things over and over. So it's nice to kind of just learn something new or a different way to discuss it too. But
That's right.
sorry,
No,
didn't mean to-
like popcorn.
Yeah. Interrupt.
The other hat.
The other hat. Yes.
Like,
Maybe we can be looking forward because we do have a job posting out for another guy in the office. Counteract the girl math here.
Good luck.
No.
gee.
Whoever's the best fit.
No, but
Oh my
yes, that and I think for me, what I'm most looking forward to is completing my certification to become a certified mental performance consultant. So
That
they get
too.
the CPC official title, right? So that's what I'm most looking forward to. I think next year, and maybe travel somewhere warm for a change. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's very cold here.
Yeah.
I woke up and it felt like I woke up not at 5 a.m. and it felt like -2.
Yeah, it was chilly this
Yeah,
morning.
At least
lake
the sun
effect,
was
man.
out here today.
Especially when you live
True,
right on the
yeah.
lake. You can
Yeah,
feel the
literally,
effect.
that is the real lake effect. You
Feel
see it
the
coming off the lake.
The
That's
effect.
nuts.
The lake effect.
The lake effect.
there
The
it
L,
is.
by the way, this past week for them too. So.
Yeah, maybe they'll get the
Oh.
W next year. You can look forward to that in 2025.
That's right.
Oh,
Crazy.
Wow.
The L.
That was funny.
just really dropped that one on. Yeah, yikes.
Dagger.
Yikes. Is it my turn? It's my turn.
It's a tough follow up.
Yeah, right. What am I supposed to do with that? I'm going to make mine a little bit two-parted. I think, my goals for this next year is I have the opportunity. I'm really excited to kind of step into a management position in our Cleveland office as Emily kind of takes over and expands Reno. I'm going to kind of step in here. So I'm excited to learn and grow in kind of that new realm, and then to also see our Cleveland team learn and grow kind of in all these things that you guys are saying that you want to do. I'm making some mental notes about all the things
You're gonna
that,
hold us accountable.
yeah, I'm excited to, kind of experience that new, I will be playing this back in all of your meetings, just so you know. And then a very exciting thing that will be happening in 2025, my husband and I are expecting our first baby. So there'll be a new little baby joining us in June, which is very, very exciting.
So
Yep,
exciting.
right. Somebody hold a spot on your list in 12 years because my kid's gonna need all the help they can get. Knowing my track record as an athlete, this kid's gonna need one of you desperately. So we'll cross that bridge in a couple years.
Nice. So exciting.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm very excited.
I kind of feel like I mentioned mine already, but I'm just excited to see the growth of the company and be just a big part of that, and to, I think, kind of tying into my self-care as well and just my routines, because I'm not moving out to Reno. I'm going to be managing it remotely, but we're going to take it kind of quarter by quarter. But for the first quarter, at least, probably planning on flying out there at least twice a month for a week at a time. So I'll be kind of living out of suitcases for a little bit, which I'm excited for now until I probably get into the first couple trips. And I'm going to be like, oh my God. But super excited, and just I think I'm going to need to really invest in myself to make sure that I'm jumping from time zones accurately, giving my best to all of you guys and to my employees out there and to the company and to my fiance and family and everybody else. So I think just kind of excited to build that and grow that, but then also hopefully learn a lot about myself and put myself first as I get married too, which is exciting.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we have 2 weddings also in 2025?
Yeah, that's right.
Not mentioned.
Yeah, go Bills.
I get married in May and Braden gets married in June.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
very exciting.
What
Good
day do you
year.
get married?
Hmm?
What day do you get married?
June 7th.
Okay.
Got it.
He was
Early-
quick with
early
it.
He knew.
Early summer is gonna be a big.
I was gonna say
for
big time.
everyone.
May,
Big
and
time.
then wedding in June, baby in June,
Yeah. Crazy.
Bill's Super Bowl in
February.
February, parade in March.
no, I know you haven't had one before. They're usually a couple days after.
I've never, I'm not,
Hope to
no
experience
banners, no banners.
Buffalo might burn to the ground.
Honestly,
can melt the
if they
snow
make
that way,
it,
though.
It'll melt the snow. There you go. There you go. There it is.
Be wild.
That'd be funny.
Yay.
Cool. So again, we just wanted to kind of go through that, and hopefully just in that fashion, I know we didn't go through necessarily we always talk about our highs and lows in our weekly meetings. So I know sometimes the part of reflecting is also maybe thinking of the things that challenged you or things that maybe didn't go as well as you would have liked to adjust for next year. I know we didn't really do that, but hopefully kind of as you reflect, maybe take the same 3 topics we did and kind of just make a list or bullet points and go through your own life and see
Yeah.
whether it's sport related, personal life related, anything. But hopefully it's fun for you guys to just hear a little bit more about us and who we are, because you listen to us every couple weeks
Yeah, right.
on this podcast. So it's also been fun. I think, oh God, when was it? May was, I think, our 1 year of the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if we said anything about that, maybe.
I think at the time.
At
we
the
did.
time,
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been cool just to even be here to a whole year and a half almost with the podcast, to see how that's grown and to see just how we've evolved with episodes and things that we've brought to the table. So if you guys ever have any way to share things that you'd want to see or things that you'd want to hear us talk about, always feel free to let us know on all our different social media platforms. But yeah, does anybody else have anything for 2024?
I don't think
No, it's
so.
a good year.
Yeah,
That was
Yeah,
good.
ready
Whirlwind
for
of a year.
2025.
very excited for 2025. Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And Merry Christmas.
And happy Hanukkah.
And happy holidays.
I'm gonna say it.
There it
That's
is.
See you guys next year. If you like what you're listening to, be sure to follow the Athlete Cafe on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. You can find us wherever you enjoy listening to your podcasts.